Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. Becki Gray, what do you wish you had said on last week's show, but you didn't?
Well, Tom, there's never enough time, when we have these conversations, and thank you for allowing me to be part of that. But in the segment of Tell Us Something We Don't Know, I did want to elaborate on this notion of the extra revenue that's coming in. And it is fluctuating as we're getting those reports in, and will between now and the end of the year. But it does look like we will have, as we have for the last several years, have a surplus in the revenue over what was expected. By the end of the fiscal year. And many people are asking, okay, if we have this extra money, what are we going to spend it on? And the thing that I hope that people will remember is the money's already been spent. There have been promises made and commitments that have made. Some are in statute, some were just campaign promises. But things like the General Assembly has promised another pay increase for teachers to bring the average to $55,000. We're not sure how this year's average is going to be and what that gap is going to be. So we don't really know the amount of money, but that's a commitment.
Then the General Assembly. $53,000.
So, we don't know exactly what that is, but we know that promise has been made. We also know that there's been a commitment to put money back into the rainy day fund. When the General Assembly took that $870 million out, part of the deal was, yes, yeah. and thank goodness it was there and money well spent. But when they took the money out in that statute, there was a commitment to put that money back in over a 5-year time period. So, what we want to do with that is when we've got it, we want to put it back in and build that back up.
This surplus that you're talking about, because John talked about that on the show a week or so ago.
Right.
Part of it was that revenues were higher than had been anticipated, but he said a larger amount of this surplus was going to come as a result of the fact that agencies weren't spending all that was allocated to them.
Could be, and we won't really know that until the end of the year. So I guess my point on this is, with just a couple other commitments that they have, Medicaid has to be rebased every year, and with the increasing cost in health care, we expect that to go up. There's also debt and capital obligations that we have, the enrollment growth that we need to allow for at K-12, community college, and universities. Thank goodness we have more kids in that. Thank goodness people are moving to North Carolina. They're bringing their children with them.
So your point is, don't go looking for a whole lot of expansion of state spending, because it's
and
pretty
as
well
we get
committed.
into the budget cycle, I think it's also important to remember that we need to keep our belts tightened. We need to look at every dollar that's spent and make sure that it's spent in the right place. And so, I just kind of want to give that warning to the appropriators and people that are watching these things that, good fiscal management and discipline has paid off, brought us where we are. Now is not the time to let that go.
There's some of us on this show that are having to loosen our belts instead of tightening them, but I get your point.
That goes back to the barbecue discussion,
there we
right?
go. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.